Welcome to Declutter's Delight for Life. And tonight, decluttering is vital to your health in three ways. I know for a lot of us who deal with cluttering problems or hoarding or chronic disorganization or just having issues in life itself, and as a result, things are messy around our homes, and we're not sure how to deal with all those things, and they affect us emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And a lot of times, I know for myself, I felt extremely downtrodden and felt like I had nowhere to escape from. I know for myself, I ate, I was in bad relationships, and this, my hoarding was a symptom of, even deeper emotional issues I had. I was abused as a child, sexually, emotionally, and spiritually, all of that. And it was spiritual abuse that I had of a great nature. And I'm not going to go into all of it, but it was a very severe nature, and it greatly affected me, and it affected me into adulthood. And as a result, and I wasn't given very much, and there was very much of a lack in my life. And as a result, it really, led into a life that of years and years. I had a good job. I had a great foster mom who really helped me a lot. And as a result, I was able to have a great job, and it led into a life. But, there was a trail of bad relationships. There was a trail of eating. There was a trail of just multiple things, of being hurt at work. There was a trail of just of chaos in my life. And as a result, there was, my life was cluttered in many, many, many ways, as you can see. And no, I'm not trying to give you a tale of woe. Every time I was able to get out of those, because I was able to put one foot in front of the other. And as you can see back here, I love my stuffed animals, and the collection seems to be growing. I have lots of them around the house, and I rather enjoy them. And I have, lots of critters. And that's just a little sideline of saying, hey, I have a little kid inside of me, and I always will, even if I'm 53 years old. And I just want to come from my heart to your heart, that even if you've had lots of difficulties in life itself, that we can all, sometimes come to terms with those. And that, even though our life itself has been full of clutter, and that, I like to say, hey, that our emotional health, I'd like to talk about is, extremely important. When I talk about emotional health, I talk about the health of our emotions, hope, peace, joy, love. So a lot of us deal with depression, anxiety disorders. Some people deal with manic depression, which I do with myself, and also deal with, schizoaffective or schizophrenia, or many other, like the hoarding. That's a big one. That's a psychiatric disorder. And chronic disorder is also a psychiatric disorder. There are many psychiatric disorders as a result of, they like to, I like to put us in a neat little boxes. And as far as our emotional health, but we are all interconnected as far as our emotional health. And what I like to say about our emotional health is that when we have great emotional health, to me, it's like a good song. When your emotional health is, in tune, it plays like a good melody, like the national anthem. It sounds great. It brings up beat. It makes your life feel good. But then on the radio comes like a country western song, A Tale of Woes, and you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, this really brings me down, and stuff. And that's kind of like, is kind that gives you an example of how emotions can go up and down. And as far as your state of emotional health, to me, that is a barometer a lot of times as far as your state of health. And you can also think of it as a barometer for your health and how things are going, and that how things are affecting in your relationships and your finances and many things. And then I'd also like to say how I talk about our physical health. Our physical health is extremely important because it affects our emotional and spiritual health. Because when you deal with multiple physical conditions, I deal with, like I said, post-traumatic stress disorder, dissociation, manic depression, several mental disorders. I also deal with chronic pain, which I go to a pain clinic for. I also have recently fallen. I had a head injury as a result of an on-the-job injury, so I have memory issues. And I also deal with a bad knee replacement, arthritis, oh my gosh, just a multitude. But one of the things is I also like to say is, even though people can deal with lots of stuff, you can still have a great life. Hi, Celia. Toss 8 grocery bags of unwanted collection of this, and then some feeling of 50 pounds lighter. Great. Glad to hear that, Celia. Is that we have not really um as far as our physical health, that when you physical health is in tune, like those songs I talked about, and that you don't deal with multiples, is that when you eat good, you get good sleep. It's always good to get at least 7 hours of sleep. 8 is best of sleep at night, and sleep in a good room, and have a peaceful room, and where you treat yourself with lots of respect, and respect your sleep in your sleep area and people you, and give yourself time to unwind when you come down on sleep, and then exercise. Oh, that's an important component, even if it's simple walking, because that also affects your emotional and spiritual health. All that affects all the other as far as that's concerned. And then, to me, a really key one is your spiritual health, which is extremely important to me, as most of you know, because my business was born out of my spirituality. To me, whatever you define as your spirituality is your choice. But to me, it brings you hope, it brings you peace, it uplifts you, it gives you a sense of purpose. To me, it just can uplift you and drive you, give you a sense of drive. And to me, it just, to me, it winds me up like a top, and it makes me feel good, because I feel like it gives me something like I'm on a mountaintop when I have my spirituality in tune, like a good song. I should say a great song, because there's a lot of great songs out there. And as far as my spirituality is concerned, nature is a big part of my spirituality, and going out in nature, or seeing trees. And I'm also growing some plants inside that I've started, and they're tomato plants, and I love watching them grow each and every day, and I just transplanted them. And they're growing, and they're regrowing, they're spreading out, and stuff like that. And it's really cool. It's like people, you plant seeds, and you sprout in yourself, in your spiritual health, or your physical health, and your emotional health. And you plant good seeds, and you plant them in good soil, and you give it good fertilizer and such. And then you water it and give it good sunshine on your emotional and physical and spiritual health. And when you do all that, guess what you have? At least my plants are sprouting, and boy, are they growing like a crazy. They were crowding up a pot, so I had to put them in a pot about like this. And I don't know what size of tomato plants, because I got them as a gift in a raffle I won. And I rather enjoy watching them, because you know what, they remind me of life itself. Because if you think about the emotional, physical, and spiritual health because we all have to plant good seeds in our life for our life to be full and seem of who we can be. And I know you guys out there know what I mean and understand. And I want you guys out there to have a great life because no matter what you've gone through or what life has thrown at you, you can see that you have a pathway that you never seen in your life that can be. And there are things coming. And I want you to know that for whatever reason, that we can all come together as one and be together and have a great life. I wish you a peaceful and tranquil night. Have a great Declarer's Delight for life. Have peace, tranquility, love, compassion, and kindness for yourself and others. I wish you and have blessings to you all. And thank you.